The story of Atlantis, a lost city swallowed by the waves. It's a tale that has captivated us for centuries. But is it just a myth? A story whispered around campfires? Or could there be a grain of truth buried beneath the waves of time? Atlantis speaks to something deep within us. A longing for lost worlds, for civilizations grander than our own. It's a reminder that even the mightiest empires can crumble, lost to the sea and the sands of time. Our journey begins with Plato, the Greek philosopher. He described Atlantis as an island nation, powerful and advanced, a technological marvel far ahead of its time. But the Atlanteans grew arrogant. Their greed and lust for power knew no bounds, and so the gods punished them. Earthquakes split the ground, tidal waves surged, swallowing Atlantis beneath the waves in a single terrible day and night. Was this a historical event or a cautionary tale? Plato seems to suggest it's a warning, a reminder that hubris, excessive pride, can lead to our downfall. Could Atlantis have been real? Some point to ancient maps that seem to depict a lost continent. Others draw connections to real-world floods, like the Black Sea deluge, which may have inspired the legend. And what about other advanced ancient civilizations? The pyramids of Egypt, the Nazca lines of Peru, Stonehenge? These wonders hint at a time when humans possessed knowledge and skills we're only beginning to rediscover. Could these be echoes of a forgotten past? A time when civilizations rose and fell, leaving behind only whispers and ruins. Across centuries, Atlantis has captured the imagination of dreamers, scholars, and storytellers alike. From Renaissance maps etched with phantom islands to modern-day documentaries and novels, its legend has evolved, morphing with each retelling. Some see Atlantis as a metaphor, a symbol for lost wisdom or human hubris. Others believe it was a real place, its secrets buried beneath waves or hidden under shifting sands. Theories abound. Was it an island swallowed by a cataclysm, or a memory of ancient empires like Minoan Crete or Tartessos? Did its citizens wield technology so advanced it blurred the line between myth and reality? Each unanswered question only deepens the allure. Beyond archaeology and speculation, Atlantis has become a cultural touchstone, inspiring artists, inspiring explorers, and reminding us of the thin line between fact and legend. Its myth endures not just because of what might have been lost, but because of what we hope to find about the world and about ourselves. From the windswept coasts of Spain to the turquoise waters of the Caribbean, the quest for Atlantis has spanned the globe. Over the centuries, countless researchers and adventurers have proposed new locations for the fabled city. Some point to the sunken ruins off the coast of Santorini in the Mediterranean, linking Atlantis to the volcanic destruction of the ancient Minoan civilization. Others look westward, suggesting the marshlands of southern Spain, where satellite images reveal strange geometric shapes beneath the soil. Could these be the remnants of Atlantis's grand canals and temples? Still, the allure of the unknown draws some explorers across the Atlantic, to the mysterious blue holes of the Bahamas or the submerged structures off the coast of Cuba. Here, legends mingle with local folklore, hinting at lost empires swallowed by the sea. Each new theory, each underwater discovery, adds another layer to the enigma. Whether in the Mediterranean, the Caribbean, or beyond, the search for Atlantis is a testament to our enduring curiosity. A journey not just across oceans, but into the heart of human imagination. From blockbuster movies to best-selling novels, the legend of Atlantis has woven itself deeply into modern pop culture and literature. The Lost City has inspired generations of storytellers, serving as the backdrop for epic adventures, science fiction sagas, and even superhero origins. In comic books, Atlantis transforms into an underwater kingdom, ruled by powerful monarchs like Aquaman. In animated films and TV series, it becomes a place of ancient wisdom and futuristic technology, blending myth with imagination. Writers have reimagined Atlantis as everything from a utopian paradise to a cautionary tale of hubris and downfall. Its mysteries fuel video games where players dive into submerged worlds in search of secrets and treasure. Musicians and artists draw on its imagery, crumbling pillars, sunken temples and shimmering seas. capturing the allure of a world lost to time. Atlantis is more than a myth. It's a symbol of humanity's fascination with the unknown and our endless capacity for creativity. Each retelling, each adaptation, keeps the legend alive, proving that while Atlantis may be lost, its spirit endures in the stories we share. While Atlantis has inspired countless works of fiction, it has also captured the imagination of scientists, explorers, and archaeologists, determined to uncover the truth behind the legend. Over the past century, expeditions have scoured the globe for clues, ranging from the Mediterranean and the coast of Spain to the depths of the Atlantic Ocean and even the Caribbean Sea. Marine archaeologists deploy advanced sonar, underwater drones, and satellite imagery to scan the ocean floor for signs of lost cities. Submerged ruins, unusual geological formations, or artifacts buried beneath layers of sand and silt. Some believe the answer lies in the sunken island of Santorini, whose volcanic eruption may have inspired Plato's tale. Others search the mudflats of southern Spain, where ancient structures and mysterious patterns hint at civilizations long forgotten. Despite decades of searching, concrete evidence of Atlantis remains elusive. Each discovery brings new questions, fueling debate among scholars and enthusiasts alike. Is Atlantis a real place, a cautionary parable, or a blend of both? The scientific quest continues, blending technology, history, and imagination in the enduring pursuit of one of humanity's greatest mysteries. Beyond the search for lost ruins and ancient artifacts, Atlantis holds a deeper meaning, a powerful symbol woven into the fabric of philosophy and psychology. For centuries, thinkers have seen Atlantis not just as a place, but as an idea, a metaphor for human ambition, hubris, and the pursuit of perfection. In philosophy, Atlantis reflects our longing for an ideal society, one that balances wisdom, justice, and prosperity. Plato's account isn't merely a tale of catastrophe, it's a cautionary allegory about the dangers of moral decline and the fragility of utopia. The lost city becomes a mirror, reflecting both our highest aspirations and our deepest flaws. Psychologists, too, find resonance in the myth. Atlantis embodies the hidden realms of the human mind, forgotten memories, lost knowledge, and the subconscious depths we seldom explore. Its disappearance beneath the waves can represent the repression of truths we find uncomfortable, or the collective dreams and fears shared by humanity. Through these lenses, the legend of Atlantis endures as more than a historical puzzle. It serves as a symbol of hope and warning, of what we strive for and what we risk losing. Whether real or imagined, Atlantis remains an eternal guide, inviting us to look inward, question our path, and seek meaning beneath the surface of our own lives. But Atlantis is not alone in the realm of lost civilizations. Across the world, other myths echo its themes, tales of advanced societies swallowed by time and tide. In the Indian and Pacific Oceans, legends speak of Lemuria, a vast sunken continent said to have connected distant lands and nurtured ancient wisdom. Similarly, the story of Mu describes a prehistoric paradise now hidden beneath the waves, once home to a flourishing and enlightened people. These myths, while distinct in their origins, share striking similarities with Atlantis. Each tells of a golden age, of knowledge, harmony, and achievement, followed by a dramatic downfall, often linked to human pride or natural cataclysm. Whether recounted in Plato's dialogues, Tamil folklore, or the writings of 19th century mystics, the narrative remains a lost world, a warning, and a lingering hope that some trace of its greatness might be rediscovered. By comparing Atlantis, Lemuria, and Mu, we see a universal pattern. These stories are not just about vanished continents, they are reflections of our collective imagination, expressing our fears of loss and our dreams of rediscovery. They remind us that the allure of lost worlds is timeless, and that the search for them is as much about understanding ourselves as it is about uncovering the past. From the brushstrokes of Renaissance painters to the soaring lines of modern skyscrapers, the myth of Atlantis has left a lasting imprint on the world of art and architecture. Artists throughout history have been captivated by Plato's vision, a city of gleaming temples, concentric canals, and impossible beauty rising from the sea. In the 19th century, Romantic painters conjured dramatic scenes of Atlantis's final moments, waves crashing over marble columns and golden domes, capturing both the grandeur and tragedy of the lost civilization. Architects, too, have drawn inspiration from Atlantis. The city's legendary symmetry and advanced engineering have sparked countless designs, from ornate fountains and public squares to futuristic resorts meant to evoke an otherworldly paradise. In the Art Deco era, motifs of shells, waves, and geometric patterns reflected the fascination with a mythical past and an imagined future. Even today, echoes of Atlantis appear in ocean-inspired sculptures and the sweeping forms of contemporary buildings. Through art and architecture, the story of Atlantis becomes more than a legend. It transforms into a visual language, a way for each generation to explore ideals of beauty, progress, and the enduring mystery of lost worlds. The myth continues to shape our cities, our imaginations, and the very spaces in which we live and dream. As the legend of Atlantis has echoed through the centuries, it has become more than just a story of lost splendor. It stands as one of humanity's earliest environmental cautionary tales. According to ancient accounts, the downfall of Atlantis was not merely the work of angry gods, but a consequence of hubris, greed, and the reckless use of natural resources. The Atlanteans, once wise and harmonious with nature, grew arrogant. They dug too deep, built too high, and took too much from the land and sea that sustained them. Modern interpretations of the myth see Atlantis as a reflection of our own world, teetering on the edge of environmental crisis. Rising sea levels, vanishing coastlines, and the threat of cities lost beneath the waves are no longer just ancient fears, they are realities faced by millions today. The story of Atlantis urges us to ask difficult questions. How do we balance progress with preservation? Are we repeating the mistakes of the past, ignoring the warning signs until it's too late? Through the lens of Atlantis, we confront the delicate relationship between civilization and nature. The myth reminds us that true advancement is not measured by towering cities or technological marvels, but by our ability to live in harmony with the world around us. In the fate of Atlantis, we see a stark warning and a call to action to protect our own blue planet from a similar end. For some, Atlantis is more than a legend or a cautionary tale. It's a puzzle piece in a vast web of conspiracy theories. Over the decades, Atlantis has been woven into stories of secret societies, advanced ancient technologies, and hidden knowledge lost to time. Some claim that the Atlanteans harnessed mysterious energies, building machines far ahead of their era, technologies perhaps even superior to our own. These ideas fuel speculation that traces of Atlantis are guarded by powerful groups, from the Illuminati to shadowy world governments. Others suggest that remnants of Atlantis's wisdom are encoded in ancient monuments scattered across the globe, from the pyramids of Egypt to the stone circles of Britain. In these theories, Atlantis becomes a symbol of suppressed truths and forbidden history, a lost chapter erased by those who wish to control the narrative of human progress. While mainstream science finds no evidence for these extraordinary claims, the allure of hidden knowledge keeps the myth alive. The story of Atlantis, shrouded in secrecy and speculation, continues to inspire those who seek answers beyond the surface, reminding us that the line between history and mystery is often blurred, and that sometimes the greatest mysteries are the ones we create ourselves. Across the globe, underwater archaeologists plunge into the depths, searching for traces of lost civilizations. Their work is painstaking and precise, mapping ancient shipwrecks, uncovering sunken cities, and analyzing artifacts buried beneath centuries of sand and silt. For those drawn to the legend of Atlantis, the ocean floor is a tantalizing frontier. From the Mediterranean to the Caribbean, explorers have discovered submerged ruins that fuel speculation. Mysterious stone structures off the coast of Bimini, intricate pavements near Malta, and the drowned city of Pavlopetri in Greece. Each new find sparks debate. Could these be remnants of Atlantis, or are they evidence of other forgotten cultures claimed by the sea? Yet, underwater archaeology is not just about chasing myths. Every discovery helps piece together our understanding of ancient human life, trade, and migration. Scientists use advanced sonar, remotely operated vehicles, and even DNA analysis to unlock secrets hidden beneath the waves. While no definitive proof of Atlantis has ever been found, the relentless quest beneath the surface keeps the legend alive. The search blends science and imagination, reminding us that the ocean still holds mysteries waiting to be revealed, and that the story of Atlantis continues to inspire exploration, both real and legendary. Beyond the search for ruins and relics, Atlantis has become a symbol on a spiritual journey, a lost world that speaks to the human soul. For many, Atlantis is not just a place, but an idea, a memory of a golden age when wisdom, harmony, and higher consciousness flourished. Spiritual traditions and New Age thinkers see Atlantis as a metaphor for humanity's inner potential, a reminder of what we once were and what we might become again. Some believe the legend of Atlantis encodes ancient knowledge, lessons about balance, unity, and the dangers of pride. Meditation circles, esoteric schools, and seekers across the globe invoke Atlantis as a source of inspiration, imagining it as a beacon of enlightenment lost to time but not forgotten. Stories of Atlantean crystals, advanced healing, and a society attuned to the rhythms of nature echo in spiritual teachings, offering a vision of a world where mind, body, and spirit were in perfect harmony. In this interpretation, the fall of Atlantis becomes a spiritual allegory, a warning against losing touch with our highest selves. It suggests that the real journey is inward, to rediscover the wisdom within us, to heal, and to create a new age of understanding. Whether Atlantis truly existed or not, its legacy endures as a call to awaken, to seek deeper truths, and to imagine a future where the light of Atlantis shines once more within us all. Throughout history, the legend of Atlantis has not only inspired stories and philosophies, but has also found its way onto ancient maps. Medieval and Renaissance cartographers, captivated by tales from Plato and explorers' rumors, sometimes depicted mysterious islands in the Atlantic Ocean, hinting at the lost world of Atlantis. These maps, often blending fact with fantasy, show how deeply the myth permeated the imagination of mapmakers and adventurers alike. From the enigmatic Isle of Antilia to the phantom lands labeled as Atlantis, these cartographic curiosities reveal more than just geographical speculation. They reflect humanity's longing for discovery and the hope that somewhere the secrets of Atlantis might be uncovered. Even as navigation improved and the map of the world became clearer, the allure of Atlantis persisted, shifting from the edges of charts to the corners of our minds. Today, these ancient maps serve as reminders of a time when the boundaries between myth and reality were blurred, and the quest for Atlantis was as much about exploring the world as it was about exploring the depths of human imagination. Across centuries, the question has lingered. Was Atlantis ever real, or is it merely a fable spun for philosophical purposes? Historians and scholars remain divided. Some argue that Plato's account of Atlantis was a cautionary allegory, an invented story meant to illustrate the dangers of hubris and the fallibility of empires. Others believe Plato may have drawn inspiration from real events, such as the catastrophic eruption of Thera or the decline of ancient civilizations lost to time. The debate deepens with each new interpretation. Archaeologists point to the lack of definitive evidence. No ruins, inscriptions, or artifacts have ever been conclusively linked to Atlantis. Yet, a handful of researchers continue to search, fueled by discoveries of sunken cities and mysterious structures beneath the waves. The conversation extends beyond academia. Every new theory, from lost continents to advanced prehistoric cultures, sparks public imagination and controversy. Was Atlantis a memory of a forgotten world, a distorted echo of real disaster, or simply a myth that grew with every retelling? As the debate endures, one thing is clear: the mystery of Atlantis persists not just in ruins or myths, but in the very human need to question, to seek, and to wonder about the stories that shape our understanding of the past. As the legend of Atlantis journeyed through the centuries, it found new life far beyond the halls of academia. In the 20th century, the myth became a cornerstone of the New Age movement, a spiritual renaissance seeking wisdom from ancient civilizations. Writers and mystics reimagined Atlantis as a beacon of lost knowledge, a civilization of advanced technology, psychic abilities, and harmonious living with nature. Books, workshops, and guided meditations invited seekers to tap into the Atlantean consciousness, promising spiritual awakening and personal transformation. Some claimed to recall past lives in Atlantis through hypnosis and regression therapy, while others looked to the myth for blueprints of a utopian society, one founded on peace, enlightenment, and unity with the cosmos. The allure of Atlantis in New Age thought is more than escapism. It's a quest for meaning in a complex world. The tale serves as both warning and inspiration, a reminder of human potential and of the consequences when wisdom is lost. For many, Atlantis is not just a story of the past, but a vision for the future, an ideal to strive for, and a symbol of hope that a more enlightened age might still be possible. Atlantis has long captured the imagination of filmmakers and storytellers, evolving from ancient myth to a fixture in modern pop culture. From the earliest silent films to today's CGI spectacles, the legend of the sunken city has inspired countless cinematic interpretations, each one reflecting the hopes, fears, and dreams of its era. In classic adventure films, Atlantis is often depicted as a mysterious realm teeming with danger, treasure, and ancient technology. Animated movies like Disney's Atlantis: The Lost Empire reimagine the city as a vibrant civilization brimming with secrets and wonder, inviting audiences young and old to embark on quests beneath the waves. Television series, from science fiction epics to documentaries, explore the myth from every angle, blending archaeology, fantasy, and speculative science. These screen adaptations do more than entertain, they shape how we perceive Atlantis. Each new version adds layers to the myth, building on Plato's original tale while reflecting contemporary values and anxieties. Whether as a cautionary tale, a utopian dream, or a thrilling adventure, Atlantis continues to evolve, proving that some legends never fade. They simply find new ways to surface in our collective imagination. Gap 2S. For centuries, explorers, scientists, and dreamers have scoured the vast expanse of the Atlantic Ocean, convinced that somewhere beneath its restless waves lies the lost city of Atlantis. The legend itself points to the Atlantic, its very name echoing Plato's tale of a grand civilization swallowed by the sea beyond the Pillars of Hercules. From the windswept shores of the Azores to the submerged landscapes near the Strait of Gibraltar, expeditions have mapped the ocean floor, seeking clues hidden in rocky ridges and ancient underwater formations. Advanced sonar scans and deep-sea submersibles have revealed mysterious structures, some natural, others still debated, that fuel speculation and hope. The search has inspired bold theories. Some claim Atlantis rests near the Bahamas, at the enigmatic Bimini Road. Others believe remnants may lie off the coast of Spain, Portugal, or Morocco. Each discovery, whether a sunken ruin or an unusual geological feature, reignites the quest, blurring the line between science and legend. Even as technology uncovers more secrets of the deep, the true location of Atlantis remains elusive. Yet the journey itself across stormy seas and uncharted depths has become a testament to human curiosity and our enduring desire to solve the mysteries of the past. The Atlantic still holds its secrets close, but the search for Atlantis continues, reminding us that some legends are too powerful to ever truly sink beneath the waves. Gap 2S. Long before explorers set sail or divers plunged beneath the waves, the legend of Atlantis began with the stroke of a philosopher's pen. Plato's dialogues, Timaeus and Critias, first introduced the world to a lost civilization of immense power and tragic downfall. Written over 2 millennia ago, these texts blurred the boundaries between history, allegory, and philosophical warning. Plato's vivid descriptions of Atlantis, a society advanced in technology, art, and governance, captured the imagination of his contemporaries and generations to follow. His account was more than a tale of sunken cities. It was a reflection on the dangers of hubris, the cycles of rise and decline, and the search for ideal societies. Through the centuries, Plato's words have echoed across cultures and continents. Historians, adventurers, and storytellers have all grappled with his enigmatic narrative, some seeking literal truth, others finding metaphorical lessons. His story has sparked debates, inspired novels and films, and even fueled scientific expeditions. In many ways, the enduring mystery of Atlantis is inseparable from the legacy of Plato himself. His writings remind us that myths, whether grounded in fact or fiction, have the power to shape our dreams, drive our quests for knowledge, and challenge us to reflect on the world we build. Atlantis may be lost to the sea, but in the words of Plato, its legacy lives on, an eternal invitation to imagine, to question, and to seek meaning beneath the surface of legend. Gap-1.5s. As the myth of Atlantis ripples through time, its lessons grow more relevant with each passing generation. Beyond the allure of sunken treasures and lost cities, Atlantis stands as a cautionary tale, a reflection on the fragility of even the most powerful societies. Plato's narrative warns us of the dangers that arise when ambition overshadows humility, and when technological progress outpaces wisdom and compassion. The Atlanteans, once celebrated for their advancements, ultimately fell victim to their own excesses and disregard for balance with nature. Their downfall urges us to ask, are we repeating the same mistakes? In our modern world, the echoes of Atlantis are unmistakable. We build towering cities, harness immense power, and push the boundaries of innovation. Yet we also face environmental crises, growing inequalities, and the temptation to prioritize short-term gain over long-term well-being. The story of Atlantis invites us to reflect on our own trajectory. It challenges us to foster societies grounded in justice, sustainability, and respect for the natural world. It reminds us that true greatness is measured not by what we conquer, but by what we preserve and nurture. Perhaps the greatest lesson Atlantis offers is this: civilizations rise and fall, but wisdom endures. If we choose to listen, the legend of Atlantis can guide us toward a future where we learn from the past, cherish our planet, and build a legacy of hope for generations to come. Across centuries and continents, the allure of lost worlds has woven itself into the fabric of human curiosity. From the sunken halls of Atlantis to the hidden jungles of El Dorado and the icy mysteries of Hyperborea, we are captivated by places that exist just beyond the reach of history and memory. These legends speak to a universal longing, a desire to uncover forgotten knowledge, to glimpse the wonders of vanished civilizations, and to imagine what might have been. Throughout history, explorers have braved treacherous seas, scholars have pored over ancient texts, and storytellers have spun tales that blur the line between fact and fantasy. The search for lost worlds is more than a quest for gold or glory. It is a journey into the unknown, fueled by hope, imagination, and a deep yearning to understand our place in the universe. Why do these stories endure? Perhaps because they remind us that the world is full of mysteries yet to be solved, that beneath the surface of what we know lie endless possibilities. The fascination with lost worlds urges us to keep searching, to keep questioning, and to never stop dreaming. In every myth, we find a reflection of our own hopes and fears, a testament to the enduring spirit of discovery that defines us as human. Atlantis remains an enigma, a world suspended between legend and reality, forever just out of reach. Its story endures not simply because of lost riches or advanced technologies, but because it symbolizes the ultimate mystery. Each generation reimagines Atlantis as a blueprint for an ideal society, a cautionary tale, or a tantalizing puzzle waiting to be solved. Archaeologists search for ruins, philosophers ponder its meaning, and dreamers see in it a paradise lost. Yet Atlantis always slips through our fingers, its location shifting with every new theory, its purpose evolving with every new telling. This perpetual uncertainty is part of its magic. The mystery itself invites us to wonder, to imagine, and to seek. Perhaps Atlantis endures because deep down we are drawn to the unknown. Its allure is a reminder that some questions are meant to inspire, not just to be answered. The legend of Atlantis lingers on the horizon, a beacon for all who are compelled to look beyond what is known and to chase the mysteries that make life extraordinary. The story of Atlantis continues to fascinate us. We search for its ruins, hoping to unlock the secrets of a lost civilization. But perhaps the true value of Atlantis lies not in finding physical proof, but in heeding its message. It's a tale of rise and fall, a reminder that even the most advanced societies are not immune to disaster. As we face our own challenges, climate change, social unrest, technological disruption, the story of Atlantis serves as a potent reminder. A reminder to tread lightly on this earth, to value wisdom over power, and to remember that our actions have consequences. The fate of Atlantis, though a myth, holds a mirror to our own future, urging us to learn from the past and build a better tomorrow. As the legend of Atlantis endures, it inspires not just scholars and storytellers, but visionaries across the globe. Today, architects draw on its mythic grandeur to imagine sustainable cities of the future, floating metropolises designed to withstand rising seas. Artists reinterpret its lost splendor in digital canvases, while environmentalists invoke Atlantis as a rallying cry for ocean preservation. The myth becomes a living blueprint, reminding us that every civilization leaves an imprint, for better or for worse. In classrooms and think tanks, the story of Atlantis sparks debate about humanity's next chapter. Could our greatest downfall become our greatest lesson? Or will the echoes of Atlantis simply fade beneath the waves of time? In reimagining Atlantis, we are really reimagining ourselves, our hopes, our fears, and the legacy we wish to leave behind. The tale of the sunken city endures, not just as a warning, but as an invitation. To dream, to build, and to create a world worthy of legend. But the journey with Atlantis does not end here. Across continents and generations, the myth continues to evolve, woven into new discoveries, new questions, and new dreams. Each year, explorers scan the ocean floor with ever-advancing technology, hoping to find traces of the lost city. Scientists analyze ancient texts and sediments, piecing together clues that could rewrite history. Meanwhile, storytellers, artists, and innovators look to Atlantis as a source of creativity and wonder, drawing lessons from its rise and fall to imagine better tomorrows. In the digital age, communities around the world connect over shared curiosity, debating theories and sharing findings in real time. Atlantis has become more than a legend. It is a global conversation, a canvas for our imagination, and a challenge to our ingenuity. As we search for Atlantis, we are in truth searching for ourselves, our origins, our potential, and the stories that bind us together. The legend of Atlantis reminds us that the greatest mysteries are not just buried beneath the waves, but within the uncharted depths of the human spirit. The journey continues, and with it the promise that some legends are never truly lost. They simply wait to be rediscovered. As we look to the horizon, the legacy of Atlantis becomes more than a story of the past. It transforms into a beacon for the future. The myth's enduring power lies not just in ancient ruins or sunken continents, but in the way it inspires us to dream, to question, and to protect what we cherish most. Modern thinkers draw parallels between Atlantis and the challenges facing our world today. Rising seas, lost knowledge, and the fragile balance between progress and hubris. Educators use Atlantis to spark curiosity in young minds, teaching lessons of stewardship and resilience. Environmentalists invoke its cautionary tale as a rallying cry to care for our planet. Visionaries and futurists imagine cities that rise from the sea, sustainable and harmonious, learning from the legendary city's fate. In every field, Atlantis serves as a reminder. Our choices shape the stories that future generations will tell. Perhaps in the end, Atlantis is not just a place to be found, but a lesson to be lived. A call to build a world where wisdom endures and wonder never fades. As long as we seek answers and dream of the impossible, the spirit of Atlantis will live on, guiding us toward new horizons yet to be discovered. Even as the legend of Atlantis drifts between myth and history, its influence quietly shapes our everyday lives. In city skylines, echoes of Atlantis can be found in innovative architecture inspired by dreams of lost civilizations. In classrooms, the story ignites imaginations, nurturing curiosity and critical thinking. Sustainable technologies like floating gardens and resilient water systems draw upon the cautionary lessons of the fabled city, guiding us to harmonize with nature rather than conquer it. Artists, writers, and creators channel the spirit of Atlantis in their work, weaving tales that remind us of the importance of balance, humility, and hope. The enduring myth encourages us to reflect on our own societies. Are we building wisely? Are we listening to the warnings of the past? In small choices, recycling, conserving water, protecting heritage, we honor Atlantis, transforming its story into daily action. Ultimately, Atlantis lives on in the questions we ask, the innovations we pursue, and the world we choose to create. Its legacy is not just in ancient texts or sunken ruins, but in every moment we strive for a better, wiser tomorrow. The legend endures, not as a relic, but as a living inspiration, inviting each of us to become explorers, dreamers, and guardians of our own world. As we look toward the future, the legend of Atlantis continues to shine as a beacon for generations yet to come. Its story is not just a tale of loss, but a call to action, a reminder that the choices we make today ripple forward through time. In classrooms and community halls, young minds debate the mysteries of Atlantis, using its myth as a springboard for discussions on ethics, innovation, and stewardship of our planet. Environmental movements draw strength from the cautionary tale, rallying people of all ages to protect the Earth's fragile balance. Visionaries in science and technology, inspired by the ingenuity attributed to Atlantis, push the boundaries of what's possible, designing resilient cities, harnessing clean energy, and imagining new ways for humanity to thrive in harmony with the sea. The myth's enduring spark encourages each generation to dream bigger, to ask deeper questions, and to envision a world where wisdom prevails over hubris. In the hands of tomorrow's leaders, the story of Atlantis becomes more than legend. It becomes a guiding light, illuminating the path toward a future where hope, responsibility, and imagination shape the destiny of our civilization. The legacy of Atlantis, ever evolving, invites us all to build a world worthy of its myth. Even as the tides of history ebb and flow, Atlantis remains a myth that transcends borders, cultures, and time. Across the globe, people from every walk of life find a piece of themselves in its story. A universal longing for discovery, a yearning for lost wisdom, and a hope for redemption. Whether whispered in the halls of academia or retold around family tables, the legend of Atlantis sparks conversations that bridge generations and continents. Artists, scientists, storytellers, and dreamers alike are drawn together by the mysteries that lie beneath the waves. In festivals, literature, and digital worlds, Atlantis becomes a shared canvas, inviting collaboration and connection in ways both ancient and new. This collective fascination reminds us that some stories are bigger than the sum of their parts. Atlantis is not just a tale of a lost city, it is a symbol of our shared humanity, our capacity to wonder, and our determination to seek meaning amid the unknown. As we continue to search, question, and imagine, the myth of Atlantis offers us something rare, a story that unites us, inspiring hope and curiosity in hearts across the world. In the end, perhaps the greatest secret of Atlantis is not what lies beneath the sea, but the way its legend brings us together, reminding us that in searching for lost worlds we find each other. As the legend of Atlantis endures, its story is far from finished. Each generation pens a new chapter through fresh discoveries, bold theories, and creative interpretations. The questions surrounding Atlantis continue to evolve, shaped by advances in technology and the shifting tides of human curiosity. Oceanographers scan the depths with sophisticated sonar, while archaeologists unearth forgotten civilizations, and storytellers reimagine Atlantis for a digital age. The myth adapts, reshaped by our hopes, fears, and aspirations. For some, Atlantis remains a cautionary tale, a reminder of the dangers of hubris and the fragility of human achievement. For others, it is a beacon of possibility, suggesting that lost wisdom and utopian dreams might one day be reclaimed. And so, the story of Atlantis is not just about what has been lost, but about what we have yet to discover, about ourselves, our planet, and the mysteries that lie ahead. As long as we continue to seek, question, and dream, Atlantis will remain an unwritten chapter in the great epic of humanity, inviting each of us to add our own verse to its enduring song. As the legend of Atlantis stretches into the future, it extends an open invitation to explorers, thinkers, and dreamers alike. The The search for Atlantis is more than a quest for a lost city. It is a journey that calls each of us to look deeper, to ask bold questions, and to imagine what lies just beyond the horizon. New generations will bring new tools, new perspectives, and new stories to the never-ending pursuit. Whether through deep-sea exploration, the decoding of ancient texts, or the power of collective imagination, the next revelation may be just around the corner. Atlantis, in its mystery, unites us in the thrill of discovery and the hope of uncovering truths that have long been hidden. Its enduring myth becomes a spark, igniting curiosity, inspiring innovation, and reminding us that the greatest discoveries are often those we have yet to make. As we stand at the edge of the unknown, Atlantis beckons us forward toward the next discovery, the next chapter, and the endless possibilities that await beneath the waves and within ourselves. As we turn the page to tomorrow, Atlantis continues to whisper through the corridors of time, inviting us to envision what its legacy might become in the world yet to unfold. The myth is no longer just a relic of the ancient past. It evolves in tandem with us, reshaping itself with every scientific breakthrough, every creative interpretation, and every new question we dare to ask. In the age of artificial intelligence and quantum discovery, could Atlantis inspire the next leap in technology or philosophy? Might its story fuel breakthroughs in oceanography, architecture, or even the way we understand civilization itself? As virtual reality brings lost worlds to life, and as satellites scan the ocean floor with ever greater precision, the line between myth and reality blurs, inviting us to reimagine what is possible. Atlantis, in its silence, becomes a canvas for our collective dreams, a symbol not just of what was lost, but of what could still be found. Its echoes remind us that the journey of discovery is endless, and that the future, like the depths of the ocean, holds mysteries we have only begun to fathom. So as we look ahead, let us carry forward the spirit of Atlantis, to explore, to question, and to dream boldly. For in the whispers of this ancient legend, we may just find the inspiration to shape the world of tomorrow. Across continents and centuries, the legend of Atlantis has flowed like a river, shaping, inspiring, and connecting diverse cultures in unexpected ways. From the sunken temples of the Mediterranean to the mystical tales of the Americas, echoes of Atlantis ripple through folklore, literature, and even local traditions. In ancient Egypt, stories of a lost golden age bear striking resemblance to Plato's account, while in West Africa, the Dogon people recount myths of advanced civilizations beneath the waves. In South America, legends of submerged cities and vanished empires mirror the longing for a paradise lost to time. Artists, writers, and thinkers from every corner of the globe have woven the myth into their own narratives, adapting its lessons to suit their hopes and fears. Whether as a cautionary tale, a symbol of human potential, or a metaphor for spiritual awakening, Atlantis transcends borders, uniting humanity in a shared quest for meaning and discovery. Even today, festivals, art installations, and community gatherings celebrate the enduring allure of Atlantis, proving that its legacy is not confined to ancient scrolls or distant ruins. Instead, it lives on in the collective imagination, a testament to our universal yearning to uncover, to connect, and to belong. As the story of Atlantis flows from one culture to another, it reminds us that myths are more than stories. They are bridges, linking past and present, the known and the unknown, and ultimately each of us to one another. In the 21st century, the legend of Atlantis has found new life in the digital realm. As technology connects us more than ever before, the myth resurfaces, reshaped by online communities, virtual worlds, and interactive media. Across forums, social networks, and collaborative projects, enthusiasts and scholars alike gather to debate theories, share discoveries, and reimagine Atlantis through art, animation, and immersive storytelling. Virtual reality experiences now transport users beneath imagined Atlantean waves, while video games and digital art breathe fresh color into ancient tales. Podcasts unravel the mysteries for new generations, and online archives make centuries-old manuscripts accessible with a single click. Even artificial intelligence lends a hand, analyzing ancient texts and mapping possible locations with unprecedented speed. In this ever-evolving landscape, Atlantis is no longer just a story told around fires or written in dusty tomes. It is a living myth, continually reinterpreted and rediscovered by a global audience. The digital age ensures that the legend remains vibrant and accessible, inviting anyone with curiosity and an internet connection to join the search. Here in the boundless expanse of cyberspace, Atlantis endures, proof that some mysteries are too captivating ever to fade away. As Atlantis thrives in the digital age, it also becomes the centerpiece of a truly global conversation. Across continents and cultures, people connect through live streams, webinars, and international conferences, all dedicated to unraveling the enduring riddle of the lost city. In bustling classrooms and quiet home studies, students collaborate with experts, sharing findings and theories in real time, breaking down barriers of distance and language. Citizen scientists contribute data, while multilingual forums translate and amplify voices that once would have gone unheard. Documentaries stream across platforms, igniting debate and wonder in living rooms from Tokyo to Buenos Aires. Even ancient myths from different corners of the world are compared side by side, revealing surprising similarities and sparking fresh lines of inquiry. This worldwide dialogue transforms Atlantis from a solitary legend into a shared heritage, one that unites humanity in the pursuit of knowledge, connection, and the thrill of discovery. In this ever-growing chorus of curiosity, Atlantis is not just remembered but reimagined by all of us together. As the story of Atlantis continues to ripple through cultures and conversations, its influence extends beyond myth and memory. It becomes a catalyst for innovation and exploration. Inspired by the legend of a lost, advanced civilization, inventors and visionaries look to the seas and skies for their own Atlantean breakthroughs. Engineers develop cutting-edge underwater technology, designing submersibles that can probe the ocean's deepest trenches, while architects dream up sustainable cities that echo the harmony and ingenuity described in Plato's tale. In laboratories and makerspaces, students reimagine ancient Atlantean devices, blending history with science fiction to fuel real-world inventions. Environmentalists, motivated by Atlantis' cautionary lessons, pioneer new ways to protect our fragile blue planet, restoring coral reefs, harnessing clean energy, and advocating for the preservation of threatened coastlines. Museums and research centers launch collaborative expeditions, inviting the public to join the search for lost worlds and hidden knowledge. From the drawing board to the ocean floor, the myth of Atlantis becomes a spark, igniting curiosity, inspiring progress, and encouraging humanity to explore not just what is lost, but what might yet be found. In every bold step forward, the spirit of Atlantis lives on, guiding us toward discoveries that could shape the future of our world. As the legend of Atlantis inspires innovation and exploration, it also weaves a tapestry of global collaboration. Across continents, scientists, historians, and explorers unite in the pursuit of answers, sharing discoveries, debating theories, and piecing together clues from ancient texts and submerged ruins. International teams deploy advanced sonar and satellite imaging, mapping the ocean floor in unprecedented detail, while linguists and archaeologists cross borders to decode the stories etched in forgotten languages and artifacts. Cultural exchanges flourish, with indigenous knowledge and local legends enriching the quest for Atlantis. Conferences, virtual forums, and joint expeditions create a vibrant network of minds, each contributing a unique perspective to the search for truth. In classrooms and online communities, students from around the world join the conversation, proving that the mystery of Atlantis belongs to all of humanity. Through shared curiosity and cooperation, the myth of Atlantis becomes more than a story of loss. It becomes a symbol of what we can achieve when we work together. In this collective journey, the boundaries between nations and disciplines blur, reminding us that the greatest discoveries often arise not from competition, but from unity. Atlantis, once a solitary legend, now serves as a bridge, connecting people, ideas, and dreams across the globe. In the digital age, the legend of Atlantis experiences a renaissance unlike any before. Cutting-edge technology brings the lost city to life in ways Plato could never have imagined. Virtual reality simulations allow anyone, anywhere to walk the imagined streets of Atlantis, exploring grand temples, bustling marketplaces, and glittering harbors reconstructed from ancient descriptions. Crowdsourced research platforms invite amateur historians and curious minds to analyze satellite images, share findings, and propose new theories, turning the search for Atlantis into a truly global endeavor. Social media connects enthusiasts across languages and continents, sparking viral debates and collaborative projects. Digital artists reimagine Atlantis in vibrant detail, their creations inspiring new generations to dream and explore. Podcasts and online documentaries reach millions, weaving together science, myth, and speculation into a living narrative that evolves with each discovery. In classrooms, interactive lessons bring the story of Atlantis into the hands of students, blending history, geography, and imagination with the touch of a screen. Museums and archives digitize their collections, making rare maps and artifacts accessible to anyone with an internet connection. The digital renaissance of Atlantis proves that a legend is never truly lost. Through technology, collaboration, and creativity, the myth transforms, bridging past and present, uniting seekers across the world, and ensuring that the story of Atlantis continues to inspire for generations to come. As the digital renaissance propels Atlantis into the spotlight of global curiosity, a new age of discovery emerges, one that blurs the boundaries between myth and reality. Advanced undersea robotics and autonomous drones now scan the ocean floors, mapping uncharted territories with breathtaking precision. Artificial intelligence sifts through mountains of ancient texts and sonar data, uncovering patterns and connections that once eluded human eyes. International expeditions, fueled by open-source data and real-time satellite feeds, unite scientists, explorers, and dreamers in a shared quest to unveil the secrets of the deep. Each breakthrough, whether a submerged ruin, a mysterious artifact, or a new geological formation, ignites fresh questions and debates, reminding us that the search for Atlantis is as much about the journey as the destination. Crowdfunding campaigns empower citizen explorers to join the hunt, supporting research vessels and documentary crews as they venture into uncharted waters. Online communities celebrate every discovery, transforming individual curiosity into collective wonder. In this new age, the story of Atlantis is not merely retold, it is actively rewritten by a global chorus of seekers. The legend endures not as a relic of the past, but as a living invitation to question, to explore, and to imagine what still lies hidden beneath the waves. The quest for Atlantis continues, propelled by innovation, collaboration, and the unyielding human spirit, a testament to our enduring fascination with the unknown. As the search for Atlantis surges into the future, a new role emerges for those drawn to its mystery, guardians of the deep. With every sonar scan and robotic dive, the world is reminded of the ocean's fragility and the urgent need to protect its secrets. Marine biologists, conservationists, and indigenous stewards now join the ranks of explorers, advocating for the preservation of underwater sites and the ecosystems that cradle them. International treaties and protected zones begin to take shape, inspired by the very legends that once fueled reckless hunts for lost treasures. The myth of Atlantis evolves, transforming from a cautionary tale of hubris and loss into a rallying call for stewardship and respect. Documentaries and virtual expeditions highlight not just the allure of sunken cities, but the silent beauty of coral reefs, ancient shipwrecks, and the teeming life that flourishes in these hidden realms. As we peer beneath the waves, Atlantis becomes more than a lost city. It becomes a symbol of our responsibility to the ocean and to future generations. In protecting the mysteries we seek to uncover, we honor the legacy of Atlantis and ensure that its story and the wonders of the deep endure for centuries to come. As the legend of Atlantis inspires guardianship of the deep, its influence ripples beyond exploration and conservation, reaching the halls of international policy. Across the globe, governments and organizations are leveraging the myth as a rallying point, shaping new frameworks for marine protection. From the establishment of vast marine sanctuaries to stricter regulations on deep-sea mining, the story of Atlantis is invoked as a powerful reminder of what can be lost when hubris outpaces wisdom. In conferences and classrooms, policymakers and students alike reference Atlantis, not just as a tale of a vanished world, but as a metaphor for the delicate balance between progress and preservation. The narrative drives collaborative efforts, encouraging nations to bridge differences and unite for the common good of the oceans. Innovative technologies, satellite monitoring, AI-driven mapping, and real-time data sharing are deployed in the spirit of Atlantis, aiming to prevent modern-day catastrophes and ensure that the mistakes of the past are not repeated. The myth, once a cautionary whisper, now echoes as a guiding principle in the stewardship of our blue planet. In this way, Atlantis continues to shape not only our imagination, but the very policies that safeguard the wonders hidden beneath the waves. As Atlantis weaves through the corridors of power and the depths of the ocean, its true strength lies in the collective memory it inspires. Across continents and generations, the myth of Atlantis endures, not just as a tale of loss, but as a shared story that binds humanity to its past and to one another. In classrooms, communities, and cultural ceremonies, people revisit the legend, drawing lessons of caution and hope. Artists, scientists, and leaders alike reference Atlantis as a touchstone, a reminder that the fate of one civilization can resonate for millennia. This shared memory becomes a catalyst for action, guiding societies to reflect on their own choices, vulnerabilities, and responsibilities. The enduring myth prompts us to ask, what will our legacy be? Will we heed the warnings echoed from the depths, or repeat the cycles of pride and neglect? In this way, Atlantis becomes more than myth or metaphor. It becomes a living memory, urging us to forge a future where wisdom prevails over ambition and where the lessons of the deep are never forgotten. As the echoes of Atlantis resound through the ages, new guardians rise to preserve its legend. From dedicated researchers piecing together ancient clues to storytellers breathing new life into the myth and environmentalists drawing inspiration from its cautionary tale, the legacy of Atlantis is protected and propelled by passionate hands. Museums curate relics and replicas, fostering curiosity in the minds of young explorers. Online communities debate, share theories, and ignite fresh waves of fascination, ensuring the myth evolves with each generation. In this way, Atlantis is not merely a story to be remembered, but a legacy to be safeguarded. Each person who wonders, questions, or dreams about the sunken city becomes a guardian, carrying forward the torch of curiosity and caution. The myth endures because we choose to keep it alive, weaving it into the fabric of our culture, our science, and our dreams. Through our collective stewardship, Atlantis remains not just a memory, but a living legend, one that continues to inspire, warn, and unite us across time and tide. Beneath the surface of our oceans, the spirit of Atlantis stirs in unexpected ways. Marine biologists, deep-sea explorers, and oceanographers listen to the voices from the depths, ancient echoes that whisper through hydrothermal vents, coral reefs, and submerged ruins. Each sonar ping, each mysterious artifact becomes a conversation with the past, blurring the line between myth and reality. Modern technology, from autonomous submersibles to satellite mapping, peels back the layers of the unknown. As divers shine their lights into underwater caverns and lost shipwrecks, the myth of Atlantis becomes a guiding star, fueling the quest for discovery and understanding. The ocean itself becomes an archive, holding secrets not just of Atlantis, but of civilizations forgotten and futures yet unwritten. In these watery realms, artists and scientists alike find inspiration. They capture the beauty and fragility of the underwater world, reminding us that the true legacy of Atlantis may not rest in gold or marble, but in the living mysteries that still call to us from the ocean's depths. As we listen to these voices, we are reminded the search for Atlantis is also a search for ourselves and for the stories that connect us to the planet's most enigmatic frontier. Across the globe, a new generation rises, scientists, conservationists, and everyday citizens who see themselves as guardians of the blue planet. Inspired by the legend of Atlantis, they dedicate their lives to protecting the oceans and the mysteries they hold. From coral restoration projects in the tropics to innovative plastic cleanup missions in the open sea, their efforts echo the ancient call to stewardship. Drone footage glides over vibrant reefs, while time-lapse images reveal once bleached corals returning to life. Animated graphics illustrate the impact of small actions, recycling, sustainable fishing, and ocean-friendly policies rippling outward like waves across the world. These guardians know that the myth of Atlantis is more than a cautionary tale. It's a rallying cry for unity and resilience. Their work bridges ancient wisdom and modern science, weaving together hope for a future where the mistakes of the past are not repeated. As the camera pans across young activists, indigenous leaders, and ocean explorers, their voices blend with the sea, reminding us that the spirit of Atlantis endures not just in stories, but in every act of preservation and every dream for a thriving, living ocean. Atlantis lives on, wherever we choose to defend the wonders beneath the waves. Beneath the rolling tides, stories travel farther than any ship or satellite. The legend of Atlantis is carried not only in ancient texts, but in the currents themselves, flowing from continent to continent, inspiring cultures separated by oceans yet united by wonder. Montage animated water currents sweep across a digital globe, connecting distant shores, cut to storytellers, an elder sharing tales by a fire, a teacher captivating students with myths, a child sketching a city beneath the sea. These stories, shaped by each generation, become tributaries of hope and imagination. They teach us to look beyond the horizon, to dream of what lies beneath, and to cherish the mysteries that endure. Intercut footage of ocean waves blending into city skylines, murals of Atlantis painted on urban walls, and virtual reality explorers diving into digital recreations of the lost city. The myth of Atlantis reminds us, every story we tell about the ocean shapes how we protect it. As legends ride the currents, they bind us to the water's fate and to each other. Atlantis is not just a lost city, but a living narrative, forever drifting, forever inspiring, forever calling us to listen to the stories the sea still whispers. Across the expanse of the world's oceans, there is a language older than words, a rhythm and resonance spoken by the waves themselves. The story of Atlantis is etched not just in myth, but in the ceaseless dialogue between sea and shore. Montage, slow-motion footage of waves crashing against ancient cliffs, tide pools swirling with bioluminescent light, sonar scans revealing mysterious structures beneath the waves. Each crest and trough carries echoes of the past, the rise of a great civilization, its sudden fall, and the secrets it left behind. Cut to scientists listening with hydrophones, capturing the songs of whales and the subtle shifting of tectonic plates, a reminder that the ocean is always speaking if we learn how to listen. Intercut, artists tracing the shapes of waves into sculptures, musicians sampling ocean sounds into haunting melodies, poets writing verses inspired by the tides. The legend of Atlantis becomes a universal language spoken through art, science, and the endless movement of water. In the language of the waves, we find both warning and wonder, a call to remember that beneath every myth lies a message, waiting to be heard. Atlantis speaks to us still in every surge and whisper of the sea. As night falls over the restless ocean, Atlantis emerges once more, not in stone or story, but in the dreams of those who listen. Across the globe, people drift to sleep with the sound of waves in their ears, their minds conjuring visions of sunken towers, shimmering domes, and streets alive with forgotten wisdom. Animation, a dreamscape unfolds. Luminous underwater cities glow beneath a starlit surface, coral gardens spiral into the deep, and spectral figures walk through ancient plazas, their footsteps stirring the sand. In these shared dreams, Atlantis becomes a place of endless possibility, a world where curiosity and hope are never lost to time. Cut to close-ups, children sketching underwater kingdoms, divers gazing into the blue void, storytellers weaving tales by candlelight. The myth of Atlantis lives on in our collective imagination, renewed each night as we close our eyes and let the tides of wonder carry us away. In every dream shaped by water, Atlantis is reborn, a reminder that the greatest mysteries are not just beneath the waves, but within the depths of our own longing to discover, to understand, and to believe. As dawn breaks, the dreams of Atlantis linger, subtle yet powerful, like ripples spreading across a tranquil sea. These ripples touch every shore, inspiring artists to paint vibrant visions, scientists to seek the unknown, and communities to protect the oceans that cradle our myths. Visuals shift. A mural of Atlantis brightens a city wall, oceanographers release a robotic submersible into the deep, activists gather on a beach to clean the sands, their hands guided by a sense of purpose born from ancient legend. The story of Atlantis is more than a tale. It is an eternal ripple moving through time, awakening a sense of wonder, unity, and stewardship in all who encounter it. Each generation adds its own wave, carrying the legacy forward, ensuring that the myth never settles, but continues to shape our dreams and our actions. In every act of discovery, in every moment of imagination, the ripple endures. Atlantis lives on, not just in stories or dreams, but in the choices we make, for each other, for our planet, and for the mysteries yet to be revealed. As the sun sets beyond the horizon, a quiet invitation echoes from the depths, to never stop wondering. Atlantis, with its secrets and shimmering myths, reminds us that the world is richer when seen through the lens of curiosity. Visuals glide, children gazing at model ships in a museum, divers peering into ancient ruins beneath turquoise waves, poets scribbling verses under starlit skies. The legend of Atlantis asks us not just to search for lost cities, but to rediscover the magic in our own world, the questions left unasked, the mysteries waiting in our hearts and in the ocean's embrace. Each of us carries the torch of wonder, lighting the way for new legends to be born. In the end, Atlantis is not just a place to find, but a way to see, a call to explore, to imagine, and to never let go of the awe that makes us human. Atlantis lives on, not only in ancient scrolls and sunken ruins, but in the limitless landscapes of human imagination. In every corner of the world, artists, storytellers, and dreamers shape the legend anew. We see it in swirling mural paintings, in the blue-green glow of digital worlds, in the stories whispered at bedtime, and the films that capture our dreams. Animation swirls across the screen, brushstrokes forming a city of crystal spires, children building Atlantis from sand, architects sketching aquamarine skylines that blend myth with modernity. The myth inspires us to build, to create, to innovate, reminding us that imagination is the bridge between lost worlds and those yet to be discovered. As long as we dare to dream, Atlantis remains unsunk, a beacon lighting the path to unexplored realms within ourselves and the universe beyond. The true legacy of Atlantis is the enduring power of imagination, forever inviting us to envision the impossible and to shape new realities from the depths of wonder. Atlantis is more than a legend, it is a journey that begins in the mind's eye. With every retelling, we embark on a personal voyage beneath the waves, traversing the boundaries of reality and myth. Animated visuals drift across the screen, a reader lost in an ancient tome, a scientist gazing through a microscope, a child closing their eyes to imagine coral palaces rising from the sea. Each perspective becomes a vessel, charting a unique course through the currents of possibility. In classrooms, virtual reality headsets transport students to imagined Atlantean streets, where history and fantasy entwine. In laboratories, researchers use the legend as a springboard for new discoveries, pushing the limits of oceanic science. And in quiet moments, anyone can close their eyes and let Atlantis unfold, a city not just lost, but continually rediscovered in the depths of creativity. The myth of Atlantis shows us that exploration is not only about searching the world outside, but also about diving into the uncharted oceans within. Every question, every dream, every spark of curiosity is a step on this endless journey. Atlantis endures as a testament to the voyages we undertake, through stories, through science, and through the limitless landscapes of the mind. As the tides of time move forward, Atlantis continues to ripple through our collective imagination, shaping new legends in the digital age. Today, the myth finds fresh life in graphic novels, podcasts, online forums, and immersive video games. Animated sequences show artists sketching futuristic Atlantean cities, gamers navigating underwater civilizations, and storytellers weaving new tales for global audiences. Social media hashtags spark worldwide debates, while fan communities collaborate to build virtual Atlantises brick by digital brick. This ever-evolving myth is no longer bound to parchment or ancient stone. Instead, it thrives in the cloud, in augmented realities, and in the hearts of creators everywhere. The legend morphs and adapts, reflecting the hopes, fears, and dreams of each new generation. Atlantis becomes a canvas for innovation, a story that anyone can shape, remix, or reimagine. In this digital renaissance, the lost city is never truly lost. It lives on in every like, every pixel, and every story shared. Atlantis, once whispered by philosophers, now surges through the currents of our modern myth-making, inviting us all to become explorers in the vast ocean of imagination. As the myth of Atlantis journeys into the future, it boldly enters the realm of science fiction, where imagination knows no bounds and the lost city becomes a springboard for cosmic exploration. Animated visuals glide across neon-lit skylines of imagined Atlantean metropolises set not beneath the waves but among the stars. Here, Atlantis is reimagined as a spacefaring civilization, its wisdom and technology fueling interstellar voyages and first contact with alien worlds. In best-selling novels and blockbuster films, Atlantis transforms from a sunken relic into the beating heart of galactic empires. Futuristic submarines morph into starships, and ancient Atlantean glyphs become cryptic codes unlocking the secrets of the universe. Sound bites from sci-fi podcasts and glimpses of digital art reveal how creators fuse ancient myth with tomorrow's technology, crafting stories where Atlanteans are explorers, scientists, and ambassadors of peace. In this frontier, Atlantis is more than a city lost to the sea. It's a symbol of humanity's endless quest to reach beyond the horizon. Whether that horizon lies beneath the ocean or in the infinite expanse of space, the legend evolves once again, inviting us to dream about what civilizations might rise, fall, and be rediscovered among the stars. Atlantis, ever adaptable, sails onward, this time on the cosmic tides. In the 21st century, Atlantis finds a new home. Not beneath the waves or among the stars, but within the boundless worlds of virtual reality and digital landscapes. As technology blurs the line between myth and experience, creators and explorers alike build intricate Atlantean cities in video games, virtual museums, and immersive online worlds. Visuals glide through shimmering, interactive renderings of Atlantis, columns of light holographic temples and underwater palaces reconstructed in pixel and code. In these digital sanctuaries, visitors swim through coral streets, decipher ancient scripts, and uncover mysteries at their own pace, guided by AI companions and crowdsourced lore. From multiplayer adventures where friends embark on quests to restore Atlantis to educational simulations that let students reconstruct the city stone by stone, the legend adapts to every new platform. Virtual Atlantis becomes a living story, evolving with each player's imagination, shaped by global communities, and open to endless reinvention. Here, the myth is not just retold, it is experienced, shared, and rebuilt in real time. In these digital dreams, Atlantis is no longer lost. It is found, again and again, wherever curiosity and creativity converge. In the age of virtual possibility, Atlantis continues to inspire, inviting a new generation to dive in and discover their own hidden worlds. But what if Atlantis isn't just a world we visit in virtual realms, but one that overlays our own? With the rise of augmented reality, the legend of Atlantis emerges, layered onto city streets, parks, and coastlines, transforming the ordinary into the extraordinary. Imagine walking along your neighborhood shoreline and through your phone or smart glasses, seeing spectral Atlantean temples rising from the waves or tracing ancient mosaics hidden beneath your feet. Augmented reality artists and storytellers bring Atlantis into the here and now, blending history, myth, and location-based experiences. Interactive AR tours let explorers solve Atlantean puzzles in real-world spaces, while digital artifacts, tridents, scrolls, lost treasures appear to shimmer just beyond reach, waiting to be discovered by the next curious mind. In classrooms, students collaborate to reconstruct Atlantis, watching its towers rise in their schoolyards, learning not just through books, but by walking through history itself. On city walls, Atlantean murals come alive with animation, telling stories that merge the ancient and the modern. Through augmented reality, Atlantis becomes an ever-present companion, a myth threaded into our daily lives, igniting wonder on every street corner. The boundaries between legend and reality blur, encouraging us all to see the world with new eyes and to believe that magic might be just a glance away. Imagine if we could not only see Atlantis overlaying our world, but hear it as well. With advances in immersive audio technology, the mythic city gains a new dimension, a living soundscape woven into our everyday environments. As you stroll along the coastline, your headphones or earbuds pick up subtle layers, the melodic chime of Atlantean bells, the distant echo of marketplaces, the rhythmic pulse of ancient water wheels. Artists and sound engineers collaborate to reconstruct the lost city's auditory soul, using environmental cues and geolocation to trigger Atlantean melodies in parks, harbors, and bustling plazas. In museums, visitors are enveloped in 360-degree audio stories, where the whispers of philosophers and the crash of waves transport them to a city beneath the sea. Public installations invite passers-by to interact with invisible instruments, harps strung from sea mist, drums hidden beneath paving stones, transforming urban spaces into portals of acoustic wonder. Even at home, smart speakers can conjure up immersive Atlantean ambiances, making every room a gateway to myth. Through these layered soundscapes, Atlantis lives on, not just as a legend to be seen or read, but as a world to be heard, felt, and experienced. With every step and every note, the lost city calls out, inviting us to listen to the echoes of the past and imagine the futures still to come. What if the legend of Atlantis could be tasted? Across the globe, chefs and culinary artists are drawing inspiration from the mythic city, blending ancient ingredients, imagined flavors, and modern gastronomy to create edible echoes of a lost civilization. Picture a table set with crystal-clear ocean gels infused with sea herbs and rare salts, or platters adorned with vibrant fruits and grains that recall Plato's descriptions of Atlantean abundance. In immersive pop-up dining experiences, guests are invited to feast beneath shimmering blue lights, surrounded by projections of underwater ruins, as each course tells a chapter of Atlantis' story. Restaurants experiment with fermentation, smoked seaweeds, and mineral-rich broths, crafting dishes that evoke the bounty and mystery of the sunken city. Even home cooks are joining the wave, sharing recipes online that blend Mediterranean, African, and imagined Atlantean flavors using sustainable seafood and heirloom grains. Through these culinary creations, the legend of Atlantis becomes something you can savor, turning myth into memory and every bite into a journey beneath the waves. In kitchens and at tables around the world, Atlantis lives on, not just in stories, but in the tastes that linger, the aromas that transport, and the meals that unite us in wonder. Imagine if the legend of Atlantis could be captured not just in taste, but in scent. Across perfumeries, art installations, and immersive exhibits, creators are distilling the essence of the lost city into fragrances that evoke memory, mystery, and the ocean's embrace. Picture a room filled with gentle sea mist, the air tinged with notes of salt, driftwood, exotic resins, and rare blossoms. Each aroma carefully crafted to tell the story of a civilization beneath the waves. In boutique ateliers, perfumers blend ancient oils, imagined Atlantean botanicals, and aquatic accords, bottling the feeling of standing on marble terraces overlooking endless blue. Some scents capture the warmth of sunlit stone and citrus groves, while others recall the cool depths of underwater gardens, mossy ruins, and forgotten temples. Interactive exhibitions invite visitors to breathe in the story of Atlantis, as shifting scents guide them through virtual corridors of myth. Artists craft scented sculptures and olfactory landscapes, transforming galleries into portals to another world. Even at home, enthusiasts experiment with essential oil blends and incense, seeking to conjure the spirit of Atlantis with every breath. Through these sensory journeys, the myth of Atlantis becomes something you can inhale, a fleeting presence that lingers on the skin and in the mind, reminding us that even legends leave traces in the air. What if you could reach out and feel the legend of Atlantis beneath your fingertips? Across museums, digital galleries, and tactile installations, Artists and technologists are recreating the textures of a lost civilization. Imagine running your hand over intricate mosaics, sculpted coral, and weathered marble, each surface telling a silent story of Atlantean life. In interactive exhibits, visitors trace the grooves of ancient symbols, the roughness of sunken columns, and the smoothness of imagined Atlantean artifacts, recreated with 3D printing and augmented reality. Virtual reality experiences invite you to brush against virtual kelp forests, touch the carvings on temple walls, or press your palm to a digital map that ripples with the currents of history. Even at home, creators share DIY projects, Atlantean-inspired pottery, textured paintings, and wearable art, inviting you to craft your own piece of the myth. Through these tangible connections, Atlantis becomes more than a story or a dream. It becomes a world you can feel: the coolness of submerged ruins, the warmth of sun-baked stone, the delicate relief of a civilization lost to time, yet living on through the textures we create and remember. What if the legend of Atlantis wasn't just preserved in stone or story, but in light itself? Across the world, artists and innovators are illuminating the myth in ways never before imagined. Picture underwater light installations casting shifting patterns across museum floors, rippling like the lost city's reflection on ancient waters. In immersive art shows, holographic waves dance across walls, revealing the silhouettes of Atlantean temples and sea creatures, their outlines glowing in luminous blues and golds. At home, creators experiment with phosphorescent paints and LED sculptures, bringing a soft Atlantean glow to everyday spaces. Digital creators design interactive lightscapes, virtual lanterns that flicker with the pulse of imagined Atlantean energy, or augmented reality apps that let you explore glowing ruins in your own living room. In these moments, Atlantis is reborn not just as a place, but as a radiant memory, a beacon guiding our curiosity and hope. The light of Atlantis endures, shimmering through art, technology, and imagination, inviting us all to see the myth anew and to carry its glow into the worlds we build. But Atlantis is not only seen, it is heard. Across continents and cultures, musicians and sound artists are weaving the myth of Atlantis into waves of resonance. Imagine stepping into immersive sound installations, where haunting melodies and aquatic harmonies echo through vast spaces, simulating the acoustic memory of a submerged city. Ancient instruments, shell trumpets, water drums, and crystal bowls are revived, their tones blending with modern synthesizers to create a soundscape that feels both timeless and futuristic. In digital realms, composers layer whale songs and ocean currents with ethereal vocals, conjuring the imagined voices of Atlanteans calling out from the depths. Podcasts and audio dramas let listeners drift through sonic recreations of lost temples, bustling markets, and tranquil blue gardens, all conjured by sound alone. Even in everyday life, subtle aquatic soundtracks and Atlantean-inspired music playlists invite us to carry the rhythm of the lost city wherever we go. Through these resonant creations, Atlantis lives on as a melody in our collective consciousness, a song of wonder, longing, and discovery that continues to ripple through our world. Atlantis is not just a myth etched in words or whispered in song. It's a vision painted across the canvas of human imagination. Around the world, artists dip their brushes into the blues and golds of the sea, conjuring glowing murals, intricate tapestries, and digital masterpieces that reimagine the lost city's splendor. In galleries and online spaces, swirling mosaics and vivid paintings depict grand marble halls, coral-encrusted temples, and streets shimmering beneath crystal-clear waters. Sculptors carve fluid forms from glass and stone, capturing the motion of tides and the grace of Atlantean legends in tangible shapes. Virtual reality artists invite us to step inside these visions, exploring underwater galleries where jellyfish lanterns illuminate ancient statues and bioluminescent gardens bloom in the darkness. Digital creators blend myth and modernity, layering holographic projections and augmented reality filters to let anyone summon Atlantis into their living room or cityscape. Through every stroke, every pixel, and every sculpted wave, Atlantis emerges as a living dream, an evolving masterpiece shaped by countless hands and hearts, These artworks remind us that even if Atlantis is lost to time, its beauty continues to inspire us to dream bigger, create boldly, and imagine worlds yet